Hello, my name is Chamroeun and today I conduct the first training for training and assessment for first choice training. And the workshop today that I conduct is a marketing workshop. It's about self-identity and how we can help the student to improve their employability. Today we have the first session of our student here at CamEd University, and later on we will conduct the second training. And again, my name is Chamroeun. Alright, why don't I just translate it to Cambodian language? Probably it sounds better. Everyone, now I will pick someone to tell me. Why don't we just start with you?
Lekanakise, right? So our first activity is Lekanakise. Now, I will count to 10. Because I don't like to talk a lot and I want you to do more to gain out from this experience. So a little bit about me is that I just graduated with a BA, and that is stand for Master of Business Administration, and it's from Cambodia University. How many of you heard about Cambodia? That's one of you. Where did you hear about it?
My friend is studying there.
Your friend studying there? Is that in America or in Singapore or in Australia?
In Singapore.
In Singapore? Okay. So Kaplan's is actually specialized in financial services, and they're making a lot of testings as well. And my second degree is I get Master of Education in Educational Psychology. And the reason why I mix business with education is because I love it. I get to travel around the world, and I get to meet many wonderful people just like you. And the best part is to make fun of you and make you scare me all the time, right? And my third one, PCM, is not a degree, but it's a certification. And it stands for Professional Certified Marketer. And that's based on 5 years of marketing experience and based on your career background as well. I opened one of the business here before. It's Seek IU, it's about jobs website. And now I open a school in Australia as well. And I spend most of my time travel and teaching online. So that's just a little about me. And our startup activities today is about, how many of you know the title of our workshop today? Let's start from the back. Anything else? How about you? What do you expect to learn from this workshop?
Some business.
Some business, like business in general, or just like
More in general.
Okay. So the purpose of our workshops today, and my main goals for you, is to identify why should people hire you, or why should people to come for your business or your service, right? So our startup activity is about feature and benefits. Now, who can tell me what is feature and what is benefit? Why don't we start with you? What's the difference between feature and benefit? Now, who can tell me what is feature? Why don't you pick someone else to help you? So, do you know what is the word feature? Not really sure, so how sure are you about the word feature? Okay. Now pick someone else to help you with that. Last person. You're looking at you, looking at you. There one. Now I will pick someone to tell me. Why don't we just start with you? What's your name? Tara. Alright, Tara, can you translate the word feature to Cambodians for me? Lekanakise. Alright? So our first activity is Lekanakise. Now, I will count to 10. I will ask you to pick something that belongs to you, that you bring to this classroom today. And you will come up with this feature, Lekanakise, and the benefits of that Lekanakise. You understand what will happen? I do want examples for you. We haven't started. The example, smartphone, the visual of the smartphone is that you can go on the internet, you can download applications. Now, the benefit of that is that I don't need a computer, I don't need a clocks, I don't need a calculator, so that is the benefits to me, right? So you have 10 seconds to pick something that you brought with you today, and you come up with feature and benefit, okay? Now, 10 seconds starting now. Let's go. That's 9. That's 8. 7. 6. You have to pick something. You cannot pick a phone because I already used the phone as an example. 5. Maybe a pen, a watch. 4. 3. 2. As everyone has something to say. Do you have one yet? Yes? Was it a yes or no? I cannot hear you. I think you were. Yeah, that's good. Now, what are we starting to? Sing another picture. You can take the note. So that's the feature. Anything else? The what? Okay, and what is the benefits of that? Okay. Okay. So another feature of that is that the paper, what color is that? White color, right? You can write as many color on it as possible because the white backgrounds give you the benefit of the flexibility. So that is the benefit of that piece of paper, right? So it's very important. It's not what you actually see, but what you can get out of it. That is the most important part. Now, I want you to talk to someone next to you, the stuff that you just pick out, and then you have to tell them what is the feature of the stuff that you pick and what is the benefits of that. Remember, benefit is what you can get out from it. Feature, it is what it is. Right? Now, let's just go on here to spend about 5 minutes. Share, I will ask you to share to the class as well. 5 minutes starting now. Water, okay? So we have products, we have place, promotions, price, the 50, you can be anything that you want to do, and I pick the 50 as the positioning. That's just me. Now positioning, the 50 is depend on the first 4, right? Whether which one you want to focus on most. Whether you want to focus on your products, you want to focus on your price, or you want to focus on the place. Now, the first 4 will determine your 5th P. Now, the activity that we just did today, or now, is more about your products. The products, what do you think is the products? What's the workshop today the product is about? The products is about you, right? Because the purpose of this workshop is to identify what is your strength, what is the value that you can give it to other people, your feature and benefit. Now you can guess the next activity is also the same thing, feature and benefit, except it's not about the stuff that you bring in here, but it is about you. Now, how many of you planning to run a business? I know that many Cambodian students like to open a business. Why? Is that a culture, or is it just something that you just like to do? Share with us.
business is like, for me, it's like kind of lifestyle. It's something that is in for me. Like, I like to own something for myself. I like to work something myself, and also I think opening business can give me a more opportunity than getting employed by the other. And then another thing is that I can innovate many different sides.
Now, the rest of you, why not you like to open a business? Is it just because you don't have money, or is it because you don't like to, or because you don't have time for it, you don't want to stress out, you don't want to think, oh, whether my employee is stealing from me, or why? What made you do not want to open a business? What made you do not want to open a business? You want to open a business? Yep, that's good. I still want you to answer me. What makes someone do not want to open a business?
My friend, maybe they want to spend their time with their family. Because being a boss is hard. You need to commit yourself to their group. Okay, like be a part of them. Be free, like the employee of the, like if you own a firm, you're the boss, you have to be more form and accommodate. Unlike the employee, it's just like come and you spend your time, you go back home.
Okay. Now, which one is better? To open your own business or to work for someone's business?
Depending on your own preference.
What was that?
Depending on your own preference.
Depend on your own preferences, right? Now, if you were to ask me the same questions, I would tell you that I like to do both. But I first start with working for someone else. Why? Because I'm coming from a very poor family background. I don't have the business hand over by my parents, right? And I don't have enough money when I graduated from school. And because why? Because I did not have any savings. I traveled most of the time. I traveled to different countries already. So by working for someone else, I learned how to be self-disciplined. I learned the failures of their business, not that I'm happy when they fail, but it's just happening that their business fails. So I learned from their mistake, I moved to another business, and then I learned if they're successful, I can learn from both ways. Now, when you just start and graduate from school and just open your own business, it doesn't mean that you cannot run your business. There is so many smart people in this room that could think of business idea and just go out there and make money. For me, I am not that type of person. For me, I need plans. I need proper, what do I have to do? Who will help me? Now, in terms of opening a business, the first products is just that what is the feature and benefits of either a product that you're going to sell. I know some student from CamEd that opened a souvenir store. I think you know. They don't even they just buy the stuff from China. They don't even have to spend the money on that inventory. They just take pre-order, right? As the season, Valentine's coming or Christmas coming, they just do online promotion, Facebook pre-order. And as people order, they start to order the stuff from China, right? This is creative. Now, let me ask you, how long does it take for you to sell all this souvenir for you to own your car? Right? How long does it take for you to open the actual store and not just running by you? So there is many small businesses in Cambodia. There is tons of them, and most of them do not pay tax. Most of them are just do it for fun, right? So they start from little. They just using their money. But the purpose is that how can we make it big? How can we make our business become so successful? And I can tell you that you need proper plan. This is from my own experience, right? We are not Bill Gates. Bill Gates is 1 hour with millions of people. Not that because we cannot be, but that he just born intelligence. But we have to learn. And my experience is that the people that you hang out with is very important. For example, who know my business partner in Australia? Okay? So, I have the knowledge, I have the experience, and he has the money. Together we make perfect partner. Just friend, not partner, partnership. Right? So, we're gonna focus on the first key. Now, today's our workshop is based on your future employer, right? But you can think in your mind as like your future customer. If you want to open a business, you just have to think it differently. To me, the products what make you become competitive. Now, who can tell me what is the word competitive? A challenge, maybe. What is the word competitive?
It's frenetic and want to be so bad.
Okay, what makes our company so good that people want to come? Okay? Now, that is in terms of business, right? Now, in terms of yourself, what makes you competitive? Now, how many of you will be an accountant? Raise your hands. I thought you were to accounting school. Are you going to be an accountant? Now, why you come to CamEd for? I'm serious. Even Casey's here, I'm going to ask him that question. Why are you here if you not want to be an accountant?
I have senior and just told me that if you study at CamEd, and after you can complete ACCA and after you get the ACCA certificate, you can work with different jobs, not only on accounting, but you can be a teacher or CFO or CEO. That's why I come to
Okay, well, this is your accounting job, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe let me change my question. It's not an accountant, but accounting related job. How many of you been doing that? You? What do you want to do? When I talk to a graduate businessmen. But what is CamEd good for? Accounting, right? So, it has to be a purpose why you're coming here. So, education, degree, skills, and ability, we're gonna work on our next activity soon, so let me just focus on that. So, when you think of your education or your degree, what is the feature of your education? For example, the feature of an accounting degree from CamEd is that it has the ACCA certifications, correct? Now, what is the benefits of ACCA certifications?
First thing, getting high salary.
It doesn't mean that, right? It doesn't mean that's something else, but that's part of the equation, but it's not the sole purpose, right? International qualification. Now, international qualification can be a feature of that degree. What is the benefit again of these international qualifications?
Being able to work around the world.
Being able to work everywhere around the world. And what else? What is ACCA ensure? What is the assurance of ACCA?
Providing professional and ethical accounting services.
Well, there you go. I wasn't even know about that because I'm not. Thank you. Alright? But that gives us the examples for you, right? So we're going to go through all this together on this worksheet. And then the second one is skill and ability. Skill or ability or skill and ability. Now, there is a difference between skill and ability. Now, can someone translate for me again? What is skill in Cambodian language and what is ability in Cambodian language? Skill is Jameen. Am I saying correctly? How about ability? Smart people. Now that's in your own language. Now, can you tell me what is different between Jameen and Now, can you tell me now? Talk to each other. What is your skill and what is your ability? And maybe trying to come up with knowing the difference between skill and ability. Okay? Let's just take 2 minutes, okay? Let's go 2 minutes. Comes up. Now, who's born in February will share with us. Who's born in February? India. No, no February? No? I'm gonna have to check your ID. We're born in March. Why don't you share with us?
Skill is something that you are specialized to, and ability is something that you are able to do. And most of the time, you have ability, you must have the skill. So it's two things hand interrelated.
Can you give me an example? Set up definitions.
Like you are specialized in education, and you are able to teach. That's it.
Okay. Well, that's interrelated. Now, skill. Do you born with skill or you born with ability? You're born with ability, and through education, through training, through life experience, you acquire skill, right? So your skill is built upon your ability. Now, when we twist it over to running our business, what is it your business good at? And what is it your business can do for us? Now, what do you think, like how many, what is the most common business in Cambodia that students usually like to open? Coffee shop. But there's only a few that I know, like Brown. I don't know why. I usually go to, is there any other coffee shop besides Brown? Norwich. I don't know. It's probably Australia. Starbucks is not in Cambodia. So, well, have you guys heard of TMC?
Yes.
Is it still running?
Yes.
Oh, is it here?
No.
Oh, I thought TMC is only one. There's only one now. So there used to be one time where TMC is very famous. Now, let me ask you one stupid question. What is TMC stand for? Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out. Anyway, so what made people go to Brown over TNC? Since they're selling the same coffee. I think they sell the same coffee. Now, assuming the quality of coffee everywhere around the world is the same, what made people go to one certain store over the other store? Service. Environment. Now, is there a different environment between Browns and Glory Jeans? Now, who would go to Brown? Raise your hand. Now, who go to Glory Jeans? Now, you tell me why you go to Glory Jeans and not Brown. Well, that's good, right? It's location. It's the place. All right, how about that? Now, don't tell me it's the location. Now, what made you go to Brown's over? Okay, the environment, right? For me, I go to Brown is also because of the environment. It made me feel like home, like in America. Because I feel like I'm going to a Starbucks when I go to Brown. It's just that Brown cannot use the word Starbucks. But they do exactly almost the same. The concepts, the drink, the souvenir, like and all the decoration is exactly almost like Starbucks. Right? So I don't know why Starbucks not here. It's politics. Now, your activity for the next 15 minutes, let's just do the first page. We're going to work on this together, and then you're going to work with your partner as well. Is that you have to come up with 4 additional features for each of the criteria that we have of your education. Pick one. Maybe you go to more than one school. That can be a feature. And what is the benefit of going to all these different schools? Now, do not fill out anything yet. I'm going to put a challenge for you. Put your name on the top. You will not turn this to me, but just put your names anyway. Put your name on the top, or your number. Sorry, you're not special enough. And you put your name on the top. Yes? Alright. Now, I want you to exchange your paper with the person sitting next to you. Change it, give it to him, take it from there. Now, after you exchange this, oh, you need one more. Now, after you exchange that, I want you to interview the person next to you. For example, you ask, what give me one feature about your education? And you will tell her, and as you tell her, she will write out your answer. Right? And then you guys switch. You guys asking back and forth. You write out the answer for the other person. Are we clear on this? Now, tell me how many minutes do you think for this activity? How many minutes? I think you might need more than 10. But I'm 20, so it makes us exactly at 10 o'clock. Okay? Now let's spend 20 minutes on this. Make sure you think, make sure you understand the feature and benefits of each criteria that we have up here. Right? I give you the first example already. For example, my family life background. My mom is from Cambodia. She went to Vietnam to meet my dad. We worked for the US Army. After I was born, we had to move back to Cambodia because my grandpa was executed, and then we moved to America. So what is this telling other people? What is the feature of this family background? Is that it's first diversity, right? Parents coming from different ethnics. And that's like, you're coming from a very difficult childhood. So the benefits of this is that, people sympathize you. This is why I get many scholarships in America, because I tell them family background, right? So make sure you understand each one of these carefully. If your partner do not understand, make sure you tell them as well, right? Try to explain this to them. You can work on yourself, and you working. Okay? You work by yourself. Okay? Oh yeah, that's good. It's up to you. It's not right? That's good. So 20 minutes starting now. Let's go. Who has good music that we can put on? I don't have it with me, but who has a phone that has good music album? Who want to share? I don't have the password. Can I go on my way? The wrong question, you will give them the wrong medicine. They will end up dying, right? So you have to learn how to ask good question. And this is activity, for example. What's your name again? Jane. Is it J-E-N-G? C-A-N-G. Oh, Jane. Okay. Well, She told me like, her working experience is in marketing club. Now, that just tell me what you do. Now the next question I asked her, what do you do in marketing clubs, right? And then after that, what is the benefit of doing this in marketing club? What can you learn from this? What can you bring value to your future employer from your marketing club? Do you understand what I mean? So I always ask them why, how, can you please explain more, right? So that is the good practice of asking people questions. And the more you ask, the more you will learn from other people. This is the practice, right? So just continue to do what you do, but make sure you ask them good questions. You're learning how to organize book in the chronological order, right? There is always learning experience. It's just a matter of how you communicate this experience to your future employer or your future customer. Okay? Any work experience at all, whether babysitting. Now, how can babysitting be a good job experience?
Be patient.
What was that?
Patient.
Patience. You learn being patient by babysitting your younger sister or brother. What else can you learn from babysitting?
Know how to make it.
I don't think you know the babysitting. Maybe, I don't know, but what can you learn from that?
Like being able to take care of your future babies.
Oh, that is you applying to be a nanny's job. Or like, it has to be relevant, right? It has to be relevant on what you want to apply to. Experience can be changed. Listen to me. Experience can be changed according to what you want to apply. It's just a matter of how you communicate that experience to your future employer, right? Babysitting can be an attention to detail experience as an accountant. Why? Because you're not careful, your baby might be choked. Baby sister might be choked, they might be falling off the stair, they might be all into all this stuff. As an accountant, you also have to be very careful and attention to detail. Because if the credit and debit is not balanced, your entire balance sheet is just messed up. Right? If you fail just to feed your baby brother or baby sister the medicine that the baby needs at that particular moment, the baby might end up dying. Right? So that's why I said every single experience can be changed according to the job you want to apply to. Right? As you're doing this activity, I forgot to tell you earlier, as you're doing this activity, think of what types of jobs or what types of business you want to do in the future. Okay? And that one feature, as you can see here, the same identical feature can have two different benefits to different employer or customer. Do you agree or not?
Yes.
The same identical feature can have two different benefits. Is it possible? Is it possible? Yes, right now. I come up with this example because I don't know whether it's true or not. For example, the visual CamEd building is that it is highly decorated with art and musicals such as Casey Fancy's painting. I see everywhere. Painting, lighting, as you walk down the stair, and classical music being played in the hallway as you walk. And that's the benefit of this feature, that the student feeling warm, welcoming as they enter the building, feeling awake and calm as they're walking in the hallway. Right? Some of you might like the music, some of you might just like the painting. So, this is all the feature that CamEd buildings has. But the benefit is different to all the students walking into this school. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Right? So, the purpose of this activity is that who is your target customer or employer? So that you look through this sheet again in the future as you continue your education, your working experience, you build up your skill. You build up a warehouse of skill. And then as you apply for a particular job, you pick out the skill that is relevant for that job. Right? Now, the next activity, turn on to the second page. You should hire me, or you should use my business because you list it out, you write it into one short paragraph. I give you one example, and the answer is coming from the first page. You pick out the feature and benefit of what you can offer, right? But before you do that, make sure you think of one job that you want to do or a business that you want to run, right? You should utilize my business because it's a sustainable business. Not only we can help the society, but at the same time, we can produce the high quality at the most efficient way. You should hire me because not only I am ACCA certified that ensure the quality of accounting practices, but at the same time, I'm coming from a CamEd business school. And the school taught me this give me an example, right? Explains to me. I think it's not that. You think it's difficult? No, seriously, it's not difficult. So just write it out, just start using that sentence. You should hire me because. Then you pick out the feature and benefit that you listed in the front, right? Make sure you tell me why and explain to me. You can read the example that I have in there. Everything that you say, you must have example. Let's give it another 10 minutes for that paragraph. And I'm gonna make you read one by one. Right? Make sure it's a good, powerful paragraph. Why should we hire you? Think carefully of the feature and benefit. Why don't you pick just one company for all of us? PwC. Okay? And if you run a business, that's fine. Why should PwC run your business? About 7 more minutes. Why should PwC hire you? Or why should PwC utilize your business in the future? Maybe it is because of your education, your skill or ability. You can speak 2 or 3 different languages, which is you can speak Vietnamese or Chinese. That will add up to the team because the Vietnamese business is growing a lot here, and they might need a bilingual speaker on their team. Don't just tell them because you can speak 2 languages they should hire you. Now tell them how can be able to speak 2 languages benefit their business. For example, you can target a bigger market by speaking another language, right? Show it to them. How is your benefit to their business? Your work experience. What is the value or benefit of your work experience will contribute to your business team? Finally, your family, life backgrounds, overcome any obstacle in your life. You have to work nighttime, you have to work as a security guard, you work as a babysitter so that you can have money for school. And to the employee, that means you are a very reliable person, dependable, independent. about 6 more minutes. And as you share, other people will give you feedback or ask you questions if you don't give them enough explanations. About 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and finish. Now, I want you to stand up and go around in the classroom, find your future employer, be the future employer of each other, and tell them why they should hire you. Alright? Take turns sharing that. And after that, you will go back to your seat and you will ask that person whether they're going to hire you or not. Alright? Now, 10 minutes, 5 minutes per person to share that experience. It cannot be the person from the same table, the table in front of you, or the table in the back of you. 10 minutes starting now, let's go. Let's go. You don't have much time, the employer will wait for you. Go around, find someone. Why should they hire you? Go around. Imagine if it's in real life. That's probably lower, right? Given this PwC. Now, can you just tell me what's something that you would hire of the person that you just talked to? What are something that you wouldn't hire? And this is feedback. You shouldn't feel that, right? Because this is just a friendly feedback that we give to each other. Now, why don't we just start with you? Yes. Would you hire the person that they come for hire to?
Usually I have a 50% sentiment towards people that are happy to be because like they lack enthusiasm and energy and to do, and especially confident in showing their real ability. And another thing is what they're saying is not that relevant to what I need. Especially, I'm not sure how much they know much about my company. So, and another thing is that it's a bit of like description more than a convincing phrase to what convincing the employee. So I think it would be better if they know more how to like convince with different type of benefits of what they're doing so far, so that they can make it more appealing to the employer.
Okay, so it's still going back to that product feature and benefit, right? Of how you're going to communicate that. And the strategy to communicate this is by knowing what you are applying for and to which company you are trying to apply. And they tell you already on the job application what they're looking from you. All you have to do is just think of something that you've done before that meet their requirements, right? And you should always practice and practice to communicate this product feature and benefit. Just say, don't be sound so like a machine, like you're recording and you go to, here, listen to my recording. Why should I, right? You should make it as like a conversations, talking, find out more of each other. Like, you can ask the question of the interviewers as well. Like, what can your companies do to improve the teamwork here? What is the work like here at PwC, right? You're looking for of the teamwork. Now, tell me, how can you improve our teamwork experience? Don't feel afraid of that. Because that is our Cambodian culture, that you always feel humble. You always feel like, respect to the people. I don't do that, right? PwC, all these big four companies, they are coming from abroad. Unless the person interview you is from Cambodian background, this might be a different perspective. To me, when I walk through into any interview, I always feel like brave and courageous. It's like, it's fine if you're not hired, not like I don't have the money to be like anything, right? You have to come up with something to give you like strength to lean upon, right? Don't think, oh my God, I have to get this job, or my girlfriend's gonna break up with me, or I have to get this job, or I have to get the cell phone from my parents. Don't do like that, right? Walk into this interview and think, this will be my learning experience. Whether I pass or I fail, I will learn something from these interviews today. This will give you a good feeling inside, and this good feeling will calm you down. But no matter what, you still have to prepare by looking at the job application, by research about the company, and by focus on what you can benefit to that company, right? Now, moving on. Finish that. Now this is the second P. We're just gonna run through it very fast because the purpose today is just products, feature, and benefit, right? About us. Price. Think of price is in terms of salary. And how do you know now? How much do you think you should get paid? Like just yell it out. How much do you think you should get paid? How much do you think you should get paid in total? 300 to 400. How about you? 500. Now, what makes you think you should get paid more than what you getting paid? Get better in terms of what? Lots of experience. Now, right? When you go to apply for a job in Cambodia, there is no standard price or standard salary. They can pay you whatever they want. Now, in America, Australia, or other part of the developing country, there is an industry-based pay. They have to pay you by that law if you achieve this, and this. In Cambodia, no. They can pay you whatever they want. They can have like 3 months, 3-month probations. They pay you very cheap. After that, they're gonna pay you a lot more. But the strategy is that they only hire you for 3 months, and they hire another person for 3 months. For the low skills job. That is the strategy. Why do I know that? Because I used to run a recruitment company. Right? And the reason they change over every 3 months is because they don't want to pay me for the service I provide them. Because part of the recruitment service guarantee is that 3 months when they become employees when they pay less. Right? So, Cambodia labor market is very, very unstable. You have to actually research on how much you should get paid. And how do you do that? How do you know how much you should get paid? I just think about it. How much do you think you should get paid? Why don't we just fill out the worksheet? On S1, the price and salary, there is the worksheet for you to fill out. The first question is, how much do you think the people in your profession, which means in the accounting industry or in the marketing industry should get paid. Or if you run a business, for example, if you're selling coffee, how much do you think people will pay for that cups of coffee? Alright, let's spend about 5 minutes, and when you reach question number 5, you have to ask people around you how much do you think they should get paid. Ask them why they should get paid that much. Alright, 10 minutes starting now. How much do you think the people in your industry is getting paid? Just guess. Take a random guess. From my experience last year as an accountant with little experience, getting paid around 150 to 200. That's actually maybe different for people, right? And if you have like 2-year experience or 3-year experience, you might get somewhere between 250 to 350. If you get 5-year experience, you get like somewhere between like 450 to 650. Now that's from under accounting. How do you know about CamEd? Now, how do you know? Do you guys have Korean counseling's office here at CamEd? I heard Casey told me yes. You should go visit them at least once per term. Alright? Cambodia job search site. I think CamHR is still the #1 for job search, right? You go to accounting and you click out. What do they need from each accounting positions? Do you have all these qualifications, right? How much they're getting paid for this experience. This is for you to prepare. Alumni network, the people that graduated from CamEd before. I don't know if you have access to that. Casey told me he has one. And question number 4, what do you think your salary is based on? Give me 3 determinants, which mean experience. Do they pay you based on experience? Do they pay you based on your education? Or do they pay you based on what? Give me 3 examples. And if you run your own business, it's very important when it comes to pricing. And you need economics to determine that as well. So, are you guys taking any economics class? Well, it's a good class, a good course to take. For example, have you heard of the price elasticity of demand? Now, for example, sometimes when you change the price, it does not affect the behavior of people buying the same products or not, right? If the price is elasticity. For example, rice. Do you all eat rice? Yes. I eat rice too. Anyways, now, for some reason, if the price of rice starting to getting very high, I am getting hunger by not eating rice, eating something else. Will I? Maybe. Right? But rice is still very important diet for me, isn't it? Okay?
Can you speak to alternative like bread?
Yeah, but the last time I checked, my mom never eat bread for her whole life. She always eat rice. At least like a little, but she's still eating rice. She just cannot missing a rice meal, right? That's true, it might change. Now, let's take something more serious. So, you go to see a doctor. Can you escape from going to see a doctor if they raise the price? No, right? So economics theory is very important as well to learning how to do the pricings. Whether when they're changing the price, whether it can affect the people buying your products or not, right? And also, why economics is very important? Because the law of supply and demand. How many people graduate as an accountant each year? How many? What do you think? Let's just say everywhere in the city. That's including Wanda, which is a lot. BUC, LT, I don't know. How many people do you think? more than 500, I think more than 2,000. Right? There's a lot. I get a lot of accounting applications every day. Now, if the supply, you are the supplies, right? You think from an employee, you are the supply. The more of you and the less people hire you, that's creating a surplus of supplies, right? And it will determine how much they will pay you. Why should I hire you for 500? Well, I can hire her for 400. Right? So the more of you, the more you're competing yourself to get to me. Right? So that's why you should do some research as well. And another factor, let's just skip some of these because we're running out of time. But you understand this price, this peak of the hour 5 market. And also, like, ask yourself, how important is your salary? I mean, if you're coming from a wealthy family already, do you think that salary is very important to you, or experience that you get from it is more important so that you can run your own business? Right? So when you go to apply for a job, sometimes it is not about what you're getting paid, but what you can learn from that particular company is also very important as well. Right? But like I said, sometimes people's salary is very important, whether they can feed their baby or not. Right? So salary is also important, but you have to ask yourself, how important is it to you? Place, our third key. Place, by place I mean industry and the market. Now, supply and demand, we already talked about that, but I want to tell you one more thing. Every firm do need the core activity, which is what? Marketing, accounting, finance, operation, right? So which means you don't have to work for PwC to be an accountant. You can work for other international companies like Coca-Cola, like Pepsi. They do also need accounting, right? PwC, what are they specialized in? Auditing. Do you want to be an auditor? Assuming that you do, and assuming that you're not. Now, if you don't want to be an auditor, why do you want to go to PwC? Just because, oh, it's so cool, I need a PwC accountant. Put your shirt on in the garage. It's not relevant, right? It really depends on what you want to do with your life so that you can determine the place you want to work with. For me, when I graduate, I can work for the bank, investment bank in America, but I'm not choosing to do that. I want to be a teacher and a business owner. And I combine those together. It just made me happy. I want to do all this job. I'm never going to work with it, right? Now, if you go to find a job, and when you go home, during the dinner time, and you tell your wife or your husband, talk about my job. That's the job you don't want to do for the rest of your life. Right? That's just my opinion. If you go home, or you go on your holiday, you're still talking about your job, you love it so much, and your job become part of your life. Or your business that you run every day become part of your life. That to me is a very meaningful career. Because what you do is defined who you are. Sometimes people might disagree with me, but that's how I feel, right? Interest. So sometimes people say, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I just, like, you know, when I graduate, I just expect a job come to me. No, it's not going to happen like that, right? So it's very important to find out what industry. Now, what does industry mean for you? Is it like facade counseling? Is it right? Now, talk to your neighbor, which industry do you like to work for? And if you don't know, just ask them what you like to do each day. What is your activities in life? And from this, you will be able to identify the industry, okay? Let's just spend 2 minutes because we're really running out of time. Talk to your neighbor. What industry do you want to spend your accounting-related career with them? What industry your business will supply if you're going to run a business in the future? Why is it this industry? Well, let's go around the class very fast. Let's just start from you, which industry you want to work for. Service industry? How about you? How about you? The same? Service food industry? How about you? Business to business? How about you? Business? Service? You want to work in financial industry, in financial services? How about you? So food and beverages?
Yes.
Okay. How about you? Construction industry? Okay, very good. You should build a good street and do the sewage system first before you build the street on top. How about you?
Finance.
Finance? Financial services? Financial services as well? What types of financial services? Huh? Marketing? Microfinance? What is that? Now, each main industry has many sub-industries below it too, right? So, you should do some more research. For example, if you're in financial industry, you can be like, in the lending businesses. For example, when I'm in Australia, I am a mortgage broker, which means if you need the money to buy the house, you come to me, and I will provide you with the options. Which bank provide you the best interest rate, and how many years you will pay off your house, right? So that is a mortgage sub-industry of the overall finance industry, right? And also business lending, and there are also like small business banking, so there are many other sub-industries, right? It's good to know your main industry and also your sub-industry. Why? Because if you run your own business, if you're a startup business, you cannot meet the whole chains of every business. You have to target one specific sub-industry first, and from there you go to the closely related sub-industries. Okay? Now, which industry do you want to go for? Consulting, so business consulting. How about you? Marketing? Auditing? PwC. How about you? Agriculture? That's very good. Auditing as well? Auditing. Sound depressing. How about you? Manufacturing? Car manufacturing, okay? The automobile industry. Auditing as well? Business, probably agriculture too. So you're going to get better. How about you? Service industry? Investing, so it's also part of the finance as well, right? If I have too much money, which I don't assuming I have, I will go to him and he will tell me you should invest in this, and this, and in return he will get the money. Now, why should I go to him? Is he a rich person? Because if he's not, why should I spend money for him to provide the service to me? Right? Again, it's still going back to why should I come to you? That's why the salespeople for the finance products such as Manulife in Cambodia are struggling finding customers, especially those ones in the gold investment. I'm not gonna invest in you if you drive a motorbike, come to my house and ask me to deposit $10,000 on your investments, right? So, what can we do to make people believe in us? To trust us. Right? That's what comes to our part of these promotions. What network are you belong to? I might not be rich, but I'm coming from a background where I get to know people. This daughter is my friends from America. Casey is also my friends from America. So I might not be like, a well-known person, but the persons that I know will give me the opportunity to do what I want, especially here in Cambodia. Do you guys agree with that? Right? Sometimes because, oh my god, that person's so stupid, why they get scholarship? Well, they know the right people. Okay? Especially here in Cambodia. It's sad, but that's the way how Cambodian business is working. You get to know the right people. We might not have time to fill out the sheet, but it's very important. If you spend some time at home to ask more, it will going through all this. For example, do you reading news about what you're doing in the auditing industry? What are some new accounting software that they use? Can you operate that accounting software or not? Right? So to keep up with your industry, you have to read your industry's related news. If you do digital and printing material, what are the new material that is cheap but better quality? How can you provide that to your customer, right? So by touching with the market, you're able to provide better service for your customer. Okay? And also volunteer can be like, attending events. Events, something like this, you might not learn a lot from this today, but you have the opportunity to know some other person that in the future might be able to help. Right? Friendship, networking is very important. Like I said, I'm coming from a very, very poor family background. When I first come to Cambodia, I have nothing. My family didn't even have a house to live. My mom and dad have to carry the work, break the for the people in the village. So very poor family background. But the people that I know allow me to be the person I am today. We get that sponsorships as well. So don't just think making friends just because you want to get something back from them, but truly making friends so that you can help each other. Right? So don't just if you know an auditing position, don't just apply and don't tell your friend. Because to me that is very selfish. Now you might tell me, well, we are competing for the same job, but don't you want your friends to get the job if you don't? Instead of some other stranger get the job beside your friends, right? Again, now let me ask you the next question: are you Buddhist or are you Christians? Right? Well, may say something. But to me, I believe in karma a lot. If I do good thing will happen to me. And so far, good thing happened to me. Nothing bad happened yet, right? No. So, every time when I know scholarship opportunity and I know something that my friend is eligible to apply the same way I am, I tell all of them. Sometimes I even post on Facebook, right? Because it's a fair competition. Why should you hide? Right? Because our culture is always trying to hide. Because we're always afraid our friends will be better than us. We're always afraid our friends will get it instead of us, right? Don't do that. Don't think it that way. Let it be a fair competition. Let it be a fair challenge so that you get to learn and improve yourself as well. And let's see what else do we have. So positioning. So this is the 5th P. This is something that I've been doing research on as well for my marketing thesis. It really depends on the mixture of the first 4. If you're going to apply for a job, is it the salary that is very important to you? If so, after the salary, you should think of the place. Which place will allow you to get the maximum salary? Right? If you think salary is more important. Now, if you think the place, such as PwC, is more important, then you should find a place that gives you more learning opportunity. A job place that allows you to learn and grow because you don't care much about the price. That's why I put salary in the end, right? And I belong to that second group. The place where I work is very important to me. I don't care about the salary I'm getting paid as long as I'm happy. I even teach for free here at CamEd as well, okay? Not because I don't need the money, but it's because I enjoy to teach the student and gets to learn more from you guys as well. Right? So my strategy is that place is very important. And if I know the place is very important, I focus on the product, which is me. what is the future and benefits that I can bring to that place, right? Place is the place where you go to on the market. And if you want like sell promotions, then it should come with the place, promotion, and pricing. So this is the strategy that you should focus on. And before you go, can you just give me your email? I send you more information since we're running out of time. Actually, why don't we do this? Just fill out one quick feedback for me and put your email in the back. I will email you more material when I get to Australia. I'm flying out tomorrow, by the way. Yes. And next Monday we'll go to Fiji. In July I go back to America. And next year I come back to Cambodia. I don't know, there is no one place for me. So just be honest. Make sure you put your email in the back. If you want me to send you more information from today because we're running out of time and we spend so much time on products, feature, and benefit. As you're giving the feedback to me, I have one last slide up there. This is based on my past 25-year experience traveling around the world, working for people, running my own business. I always use this statement, is to always do what you love and learn to love what you are doing. Now, it might be confused to some people. Let's just face the fact that everyone graduate from CamEd will not get a good job as what they expected to. Right? That is the truth. Not everyone gets to do what they love. So, if you don't get to do what you love, you have to learn to love what you are doing. Whatever you're doing right now, you have to learn to love it. For example, when I was in Cambodia a couple of years before, I ran a business, I always get sick because of the dusty. I get those allergies a lot. I hate it. Whenever I go, I see garbage. You know they have the garbage strike? Like when the people, they don't pick garbage anymore, and garbage like on the street everywhere. Was it last year, right? When they strike, it's like, you know, the voting session or something, so oh my God, it was like mountains of like trash as I walk. So, now, what can I do about it? If I continue to hate it, I will continue to hate it for the rest of the year. So instead of looking for trash, I change my perspective. I learn to love what I see. So which means I'm trying to find the beauty in what I see, which is the people that I work with, right? The job that I'm doing. So it's all about your perspective. If you cannot do what you love, you have to learn to love what you are doing. And that can be applied to everything.